shit, I'm sorry.
What's going on, guys? Mitch here, and Wave 5 of the closed beta for Rising Storm 2 just finished, so I wanted to give my initial impressions on, what I thought about this closed beta and what I think about Rising Storm 2 as it currently is. So this wave, Wave 5, is the first chance I got to play Rising Storm 2, and man, it was worth the wait. I would actually pay for this game in its current state in closed beta. Now, that's not to say that this game is perfect. Like I said, it is closed beta. I mean, there's like little goofy crap like the announcer.
The enemy is cut off. Finish them now.
He is so goofy right now, and that's stuff they plan on changing and fixing. It's just placeholders. There's definitely holes in some of the maps where you can see through it. I've fallen through the map in some places, so there's definitely some stuff that's definitely closed beta. But I'll start off with the bad because there's very few things, and the main thing that I do not like about it is just the suppression. Like Rising Storm 2 and Red Orchestra, you get shot at, you get a little blur screen, and it's suppressed. I'm fine with a little bit of that, and especially if you're getting hit by artillery, the camera shake and being suppressed in that way, and the noise and the ringing of ears, that's all fine and dandy. But if you play like a map like Hoy City, you're constantly being shot at, or being shot near at. I felt like I spent the entire game playing with a blurred screen, suppressed. I mean, it was a little bit overdone. I think they could reduce it just a little bit, or shorten how long you stay suppressed. It seemed a little overdone in my opinion, but like I said, that's just my opinion. Some people might like the really long suppression. And it may be part of the next part that I want to talk about, and that is asymmetric warfare. Any Matter Games had came out right off the beginning saying that this game was going to focus on asymmetric warfare because war is not equal. I mean, the Americans in Vietnam had the technology, they had the helicopters, the planes, and all the technology, whereas the North Vietnamese and the Viet Cong basically were fighting with hand-me-down weapons. They did have a little bit of Air Force, but it was mostly because of other countries dipping their toe into the conflict, fighting the US. The US as like a proxy war for the most part. So for the North Vietnamese and the Viet Cong, it was mostly fighting with hand-me-down weapons and defending their home ground. So if you just throw, all of the military might of the US versus the relatively inexperienced and ragtag North Vietnamese and Viet Cong, then in a game form, it's easy to see that the U.S. would easily win. In game form, that is. But in war and in this game, there's a lot more to it than just, technological might. And this game reflects it very well. I mean, of course, yes, the U.S. does have the spooky gunship. We do have F-4 Phantoms dropping napalm. You do have a lot more artillery strikes on the U.S. side. But they're also slower. There's less forces on the ground. So things start to even out. The North Vietnamese, they're invisible when they stand still to recon. They're a lot faster. They have a lot more numbers. And the thing that they did great with their maps is they have the defensive high ground, basically. It's their home territory. They get the defensive advantage, which is really nice. Which is going to be interesting because, Rising Storm 2 and Red Orchestra, they've always been great with the modding and the map building community. So it's going to be interesting to see if those communities ruin the balance by making, theoretically even maps, but because they're even map-wise, it may give, the U.S. forces advantage when, the North Vietnamese usually need a defensive bonus. Of course, I'm going to be curious to see how, how they play with it. So I think they nailed asymmetric warfare. I did not, play any game where I thought, just because I was playing the Americans, I was going to win, or just because I was playing the North Vietnamese, I was going to win either. It was really based on how good the team was and how much they gelled and how much they worked together. And Any Matter Games is trying to encourage teamwork. I mean, they're focusing on squads. They're giving you extra points for protecting your squad mates, protecting your squad leader, for doing things on the objective. They're implementing something that I've only seen from Day of Infamy. I'm sure other games probably have done it too before, but where they give you a radioman class. And so you have this radio operator on the battlefield who the commander can use to call up artillery strikes and things like that from. They don't have to go to a fixed location. They can still be in the battle, but have access to those options. And of course that, you know, feeds into Antimatter and Tripwire's lineage of having really realistic and historically accurate first-person shooters like Red Orchestra and Rising Storm. You know, I was taken aback by how they get the little things so right. Like on the M16, you can flip the battle sight up and down. It's like little crap like that is so amazing that they focus on. It's really refreshing that a company makes such a good game, but also takes the time to focus on the realistic aspects of military equipment and things like that. And because it's the Vietnam era, that also gives them a little bit of leeway because, you know, for the U.S., it was pretty much a draft army. There was a lot of people who were in this war and fighting this war, young men who did not want to be there, who were a little bit rebellious than a normal young man would be, even though young men tend to be rebellious. So, you know, U.S. dress code isn't quite up to snuff, so you get some creativity there. You know, you can do the doodles on the helmet covers and wear bandanas and goofy crap like that. So yeah, I'm really excited. Like I said in the beginning, I'm ready to buy this game as is. I'm excited to see how they keep it and continue to improve on the game. Like I said, there are, you know, small bugs here, audio bugs where you can hear like helicopters starting up from across the map. But things that, you know, people are submitting tickets on, they know about it. It is closed beta still. They're fixing these things. But as far as gameplay goes and their focus, I'm really excited for this game. I'm probably gonna play this Rising Storm 2 more than I played Rising Storm or Red Orchestra. It is a lot of fun. You know, Hoy City was the most frustrating map I played in closed beta. As the Americans, I was constantly dying, but I was having a blast doing it. It was such a good experience. It felt like close quarters combat, and I was, like I said, I was dying a lot, but man, it was fun. I'm excited for this game. Please let me know what you guys think about the game in the comments down below, and if you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing. We play a lot of first-person shooters around here. We like to focus on more realistic games, but we play a little bit of everything. I have a weapon war series where we look at real-world weapons and we compare it to their video game counterparts, so some people seem to enjoy that. But I hope you guys liked this video. Until next time, have a great one. Later.